I stopped watching the news 4 years ago, and it might be one of the best decisions I ever made. Not because I don't care about the world, but because I started to understand what it was doing to me. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. In this video, I'm going to show you why the news is designed to capture your attention, not necessarily to help you, how it's silently affecting your mind and increasing anxiety, and how changing this one habit can completely change your focus in your life. I remember back in 2022, I started getting into personal development, reading more, reflecting more, paying attention to how I think. And that's when I started questioning something probably most people never question. Is watching the news actually helping me or hurting me? At first, it felt normal, watching the news, scrolling headlines, staying informed. But then I look at a different angle. The news is a business, and like any other business, the goal is simple: get attention, because more attention equals more money. And the easiest way to get, your attention is not with positivity, not balance, but with negativity. We are wired basically to notice danger. So what they show us is more problem, more fears, more chaos over and over again. And the scary part is it doesn't just inform you, it's conditioning you. Not consciously, obviously, but subconsciously. You start to see the world through a different lens. You become more anxious, more on edge, you're more focused on what could go wrong. Even in your own life, you don't even realize that it's happening. You think you're just staying informed, but in reality, you're training your mind to expect the worst out pretty much every situation. For me, I had a different perspective. I grew up in Haiti, and I've seen, we struggle, what it looked like. So when I saw things, were being presented here, sometimes it felt like, small things were being turned into big fears. But even with that awareness, it still affected me. So I asked myself, if it affects me, how much it's affecting like other people, who never question. So, I broke it down simply. What is the risk of me not watching the news? Honestly, very little. Most of what you hear, you cannot control it, you cannot change it. Wars, politics, global issues. Even if you know everything, you still cannot do much about it. And what does that create inside? A feeling of powerless. And now compared to the real world, so not watching the news basically cannot give you more focus on your own life, less anxiety, more energy, and more positive outlook. Instead of focusing on everything's happening out there, we start focusing on what's happening within you, within us, and what you can actually control. So I made the decision, I stopped watching the news, not completely disconnected, obviously. If I'm curious about something, I'm going to look it up, but I don't consume it daily. I don't let it control my attention, because your attention basically is your life. Where you place it, shape how you think, how you feel, and obviously how you live. So this isn't me like saying I will never watch the news. This is me like being a little bit more intentional. And I highly recommend you to do the same too. But in the same time, at the end of the day, we are adults. We choose what we consume, we choose what we focus on, and most importantly, we choose who we become. So the real question is what you're consuming, really helping you become the person you want to become? So I'm gonna leave you with that question. So again, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and follow. See you in the next one.